Welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you each into our kitchen on this beautiful afternoon where we're going to have fun making my version of drawing salve, also known as black drawing salve, but I'm not going to put the word black in the title because, yeah, there's a lot of paranoia factor that goes with it, and I don't want the tube police after me. So the disclaimer's there. Okay, so there is so many different drawing salve recipes as there are people who make it. I honestly believe the original version has been lost with time because people have changed it over and over. Plus, they want to make their own spin on it. Now, mine is a heavy-hitting, healing drawing salve that will draw out pus, boils, close wounds, pull out infections, pull out splinters, pull out bee stings, you name it, anything. Poisons, and so on, toxins. The list can keep going on and on. Now, I am doing, as usual, a quadruple batch. I will try my best as I put it together, give y'all the single batch recipe. But I can guarantee you that the single batch recipe will be in the description box below this video. Y'all got to remember, read the description box for each video. It's there. All your questions, there's a good chance, will be answered. Now, like I said, mine is different from everybody else's. I've been working on this for a long time. So, and this will be my first video of actually breaking down and making it for y'all. I've made it before. Now, like I said, I'm making a quadruple batch because I sell mine. So, I use plantain oil and comfrey oil. These are made by me. I know exactly what goes in them. They are organic plant material. This is comfrey from the old house. This is plantain. Do not pay attention to the label, the lid on the jar. I just recycle labels, wash them off real good, and just put them on there. This is from this year. This is from this year as well. Now, on a single batch recipe, you're going to want to use a half a cup of plantain infused oil. This, and like I said, I'm making a quadruple batch. And this is some of the most beautiful plantain oil I have made. It's dark and beautiful. Now, I have an impromptu double boiler set up here. Pot of water, bowl. Put into, it barely touches the water. Because I don't want to use my big double boiler because I'm going to have to stir in other ingredients. So in goes my beautiful plantain oil. I want to make sure I get all of it in there, and oh, it smells like fresh mushed up plantain. Plantain by itself is a wonderful wound healer. Now, I need to get a paper towel. Here we go. And also another thing, make sure that everything you use is clean and sanitized. Now, for a single batch, you're going to want a half a cup of comfrey oil. That's a half a cup of plantain oil, half a cup of comfrey oil. I'm making a quadruple batch, so I'm using 2 cups of each. Now this salve is messy to make, y'all. Just be forewarned. It is a very messy salve, but an amazing salve. One everyone should have in their medicine cabinets. Bug out bags, so on. Okay, now set that aside. Pull up my scale, because yes, I'm going to be using beeswax. And this is a digital scale. You're going to want to weigh ounces. Put my bowl on, zero it out. Now, I add just a little bit extra beeswax to mine because I'm going to be adding more ingredients and I want it to not be rock hard but hardened. So, for a single recipe, you're going to be using basically a cup of oil, the 2 oils mixed together. So you're going to want at least an ounce of beeswax. Remember, I'm making a quadruple batch. So I would only need 4 ounces of oil. I'm going a little over. I'm going to use 5, a little over 5. So that would make 1 1/4 ounces for a single batch. Okay. Now, I'm fixing to go put this on the stove top. I'm going to start it out on medium low because I want it to go slow because I've got to get everything else measured out and set up and ready to go. So I'll bring y'all right back here in a bit. Here's where it gets messy. I don't need that anymore. You want your powders. I'm going to measure all my powders into a bowl. They're going to both go in the same bowl because they're all going into the same batch. Okay, this is pure Bentonite clay. Now, for a single batch, I want 2 tablespoons. I'm making a quadruple batch, so I'm going to use 8. And make sure that it is level tablespoons. No heaping on this one. Here comes the messy part. Now this is made in America. It's hardwood activated charcoal. It's powdered. Now you can make your own if you want to. The others on the market, you got to read. A lot of it's made with coconut hulls, coconut shells. I don't want that crap. I want real wood charcoal. And this is not what you use to barbecue with. Oops. I'm going to want 2 tablespoons per single batch, so I'm going to need 8. This is where it gets messy. like I said, it's messy. And that's why I use an old towel. There's my 8. I'm going to have to fight with that here in a bit. Get it closed up. And of course, I'm going to want to try not to waste anything. Clean up your area. I'm going to try to get this, be very careful, because if you're not careful, it can be a dust storm. You want to try to get it mixed up as much as you can. It's these 2 ingredients that draw out the pus, the poison, the toxins, the splinters, and so on, and causes healing. Now I'm going to keep an eye on the beeswax pellets, because as soon as they dry, I mean not dry, good grief, melt, and you get them good incorporated with the oils, then I'm going to bring them back over. I'm fixing to clean my area up, but before I do that, I know some people are going to go wild, but I'm going to add, I've done this before with no problem, because it's all going to mix into the oil. I didn't realize this was a new bottle. This is tea tree oil. Now for a single batch, I want 20 drops. My quadruple batch, I got to do 80 drops. So I'm going to measure this out into here. It's going to be fine because it's going to incorporate into the warm oil without any problem. I'll bring y'all right back once I get 80 counted out. Now, there's one other essential oil, and that was tea tree essential oil. This, frankincense essential oil. Massive medicinal benefits, healing benefits, infections, wounds, you name it. Different dropper. Do not use the same dropper for both bottles, because you will contaminate. It's not so bad contamination, but I keep everything pure. This is a different dropper for the frankincense. And I'm going to want 80 drops. Okay, I will bring you back. Now, single batch, you're going to want 20 drops of the frankincense. All right, my essential oils are in with the bentonite clay and the activated charcoal. It's going to be fine. Now, the last ingredient I will not add into the salve mix until this is all incorporated. And this is optional. It's just to boost up massively the healing benefits. And it's going to be raw manuka honey. I looked out, got this on clearance. And yes, it is real manuka honey. And I'm going to want 1 tablespoon per single batch. So I'm going to be using 4 tablespoons in this batch. Hence why I added the extra beeswax. This will not go in until I am done mixing all this in. I'm going to get everything cleaned up, get everything organized, ready to roll. I'm going to get my salve tins out, remove the oils and stuff, and I'll bring you back once the oils are ready. And I have them over here so we can mix things up. See you back here in a bit. Alright, it is all the beeswax pellets have melted. And I'm keeping it on top of the hot water so that it doesn't start to solidify on me. Now, if you do not have the beeswax pellets, you can take your yellow beeswax blocks and use a box grater and grate your beeswax like that, or however you have your beeswax. Now, here comes the messy part. Gently and slowly add your charcoal and your bentonite clay in. And it's also your essential oils as well. You want to try to prevent as much of a dust storm as possible. And you want to make sure that you get it all in there. Mix it in well. Don't whisk wildly, but you want to make sure you don't have any lumps. And you can smell the sandalwood and the tea tree. And this is why I have it on the top of the water so it'll stay warm. Now, Manuka honey. If you don't have it, don't worry. You don't have to use it. It's just optional. Now, like I said, I want 4 tablespoons. I'm making a quadruple batch. This is just adding more healing benefits into the salve. Now, for those who don't know, when you buy Manuka honey, it's not cheap, y'all. I'm not going to lie. Only reason I have it is I caught it on clearance. You want to get what's called, and I know it sounds weird, but you want to get what's called mono Manuka honey. That means the only flowers in this honey comes from the Manuka tree. And it is pure Manuka honey. And I'm using, of course, I'm doing a quadruple batch, I mean. So I want 4 tablespoons of it. Extremely, very medicinal honey. And like I said, make sure you get what's called mono Manuka honey. Because I have several other jars. I have several jars of mono Manuka honey. I bought this a while back on clearance. And you better believe I grabbed them. And I have several that, I forget what the word is. I think it's called dual Manuka honey. And that means not only is there Manuka flowers, but other flowers that are in the honey. And like I said, you want it as pure as possible. You want to stir this and make sure that is completely incorporated. Yes, it will stain you. That's why I have white towels. That way I do not have to worry about that. I just bleach them. Be very careful. This is hot. And it will get you. And into the tins it goes. You should get 4 to 5 tins. It depends per batch. And you want to try to make sure you do not get any air bubbles. Of course, there'll be some drippage. You just clean your tins up later on, not now. And make sure when you pour them up, you have enough in there to fill that tin up, because it's going to start setting. And don't worry, you'll make some drips. Nobody's perfect. I just try not to make many at all. But hence, that's why I use old towels. Uh-oh. Now, if you wanted to, you could use parchment-lined cookie sheets. That way you could, or a cookie sheet, that way you could catch the drippings on the parchment paper and remelt it. And that tin is probably going to be for us. No, I've got a little bit left in here. And watch out for the steam. Do not get burnt, y'all. We got a little bit for us. Oh, I forgot to move the camera around. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. And there we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 salves ready to find homes. Well, they'll be ready here after a while. And 1 little tin for us. Now, what you do is you leave it alone. Let it completely set up. And I'll bring you back once it's completely cooled. Do not put any lids on this salve at all. Let it completely cool down to room temperature, and I will bring y'all back when that happens. Welcome back. They have cooled off. Now, remember, I run mine with just a little more beeswax to make sure that it does solidify. So, now, if you want to run less beeswax, you can, but you're not going to have a solid salve. And see, like this one, you can tell what's in it. You can tell what's in that one. They're all swirled. Does it make them work less? No, it does not make them work less. But is that not beautiful? They all it is just a little coating of beeswax. Everything medicinal is still in it, and you better believe they work good, y'all. Just some will just be a little blacker than others. It all depends. But that is exactly what it's going to look like on the inside. Simple, easy, homemade. You can make your own drawing salve. It's not hard to do. You just need the ingredients. And like I said, I'll put about the only thing optional on mine is if you want to mix half comfrey, half plantain, you could use just straight plantain. If you don't want to use the plantain or the comfrey, you could use just plain olive oil. But I prefer having the medicinal benefits of the plantain and the comfrey in the drawing salve. You can do it. It's simple. It's easy. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can too. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound. Continue to stock up your pantries with food that will nourish and sustain you. Medicinals that will heal you. Now, one thing to remember, also, protection of all kinds and the bare essentials to survive on. Remember to label your salve tins. I got ahead of myself. Now that they have completely cooled down, make sure that they are cold to the touch. Put your lid on. Put your lid on there. They're all cool and cold to the touch. You can write with a Sharpie marker, or if you want to, you can just go on and stick you a sticker on there. And see, I don't edit my videos. If I make a mistake, I fix it. And see, there is my label. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 salves looking for homes. If you're interested, email me. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. Hoot hoot. Love y'all, and see you soon.